All right, today I want to show an old school choke that a lot of people don't use, a lot of people forget about it. It's called a grape popper, okay? I'll show you guys. So head facing the camera. All right, so from side control, there's a couple ways to get it, right? I tend to set it up from here, like the modified side control. I have two main setups I use for this, right? First one is I'll take my back leg, I'll step it over. Most guys push on my legs, they don't want my leg over their head. And when they do that, I go tricep to tricep, and I come under his head here, okay? Now, I know what you're thinking, head and arm. No, head and arm is here under the arm, and I go to mount or the assignment on the other side to finish. This one is on top of the arm in here. Now, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna come up onto my knees, and again, I'm gonna grab my bicep, and I can go on his head, or even tighter here, and I just pinch my elbows together, okay? Old school move. I used to get annihilated with this when I first got seriously into jiu-jitsu, and it became a part of my game because I got caught in it so much, all right? So again, on that setup, stay low, step over, tricep to tricep. I like to come up onto my knees like I just showed. You don't have to. You can come here, go on his head. I like to come up here because it's tighter. You just pinch your elbows, look. All right, you have a little bit more mobility if you choose to come up like this to go into other stuff. For example, there's a Darce choke off this if it doesn't work. So being up on your knees has its benefits, but you don't have to. Now the other setup I'll use sometimes guys frame me, which is standard, is what they should be doing from side control. So what I'll do sometimes is my forearm, again, I'll swim it in, tricep to tricep, and I come under the head, and it's the same thing. Like again, you can stay here and do it. I really prefer to get up onto my knees. And my part of my chest and my shoulder and my arm is on this, so it's really not gonna go anywhere. But I'll come here, grab my bicep, top of his head, pinch, or up here. Second one's a little tighter. Yeah. So this is just an old school move that no one does anymore. Like sometimes I forget about it, but it's a weapon in the arsenal. And some guys are tough, they want to tap to it, it opens up a Darce, there's arm bars off of it. But this is a move that is effective enough, you will catch people from it. You can even, if I'm in half, I can do it. You know, if I'm in half and he's framing me like he should be, I can come here. You know, I don't have the leverage because if I lock it up and he extends his legs, it might keep me away, but here, right? The mechanics of it don't change. You know, I can even do it from half guard. So it's not limited to side control. It's better there. But it works regardless. But it is an old school move. If you watch old MMA matches from the late 90s, early 2000s, you'll see this a lot. You see this a lot in the Japanese MMA shows like Pride and King of the Cage and stuff. You never saw it in the UFC a lot, but it's a move that's available and it's a move that's there. And it goes into other moves as well. As you see, if I put my arm down, I can go head and arm. If I shoot my forearm through, there's a Darce. So it's a gateway to other chokes as well, in addition to being a choke itself. So definitely an old school move that you want to put into your game, add into your arsenal, because it's going to benefit you, even if it's a setup for something else, even if you don't like this move. I know guys that love Darces, but they don't like grape poppers. But then when I showed them this setup, they're like, hey, wait a minute. So like I said, if you don't like the move, it's a gateway to other stuff, but it's definitely a move worth having in your arsenal. It's pretty much the same gi as well. Obviously, the fabric's going to make it a little different, but the mechanics of it stay the same. But definitely a worthy addition to your submission arsenal.